So I had a friend of mine who wanted me to show them how I did this exactly. So since I had a couple of comments on the newborn board, I thought it would just be easier to do a video and hopefully show you exactly what I did. Well, I increased the canvas size here, but what I probably should have done first was straighten her out because she's a little crooked. And then we'll fill it in here. She's it's a tight crop. It does wind up being a tight crop. This is just smidgen tighter than it usually is. For some reason I was very close this time. But I mean, it's not light years better than this, but it usually is just a little bit better than it is right now. But let's fix this little spot here. Okay. So this is going to be my base image right here. Because I just like everything about this image except this top part. Her eyes are just pulled a little bit too far up. And obviously my hand is there. So I picked this image. I like the top of this one. She looks nice and relaxed. And I'll just drag this over. Oh, I forgot to increase the canvas size again. Just so I have just a little bit more room to work with. Okay. So you can see it doesn't exactly quite line up. I was probably a little closer for this image. So to get a better idea, I just kind of increase it at 50%. And see, the eyes line up nice there, but her head was just a little too small. So it's almost right there. Let's then increase it. And then you can kind of get a better idea of here what's going on. Doesn't have to line up exactly right. As long as the edges are okay, I can kind of work with it. Elements doesn't have a layer mask option, but they do have an action for it, so that kind of is a lifesaver for me. Masking the rest here. Oh wait, no, I like to try it this way. Sorry. And it just takes just a little bit of playing around with it. Just check that out. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to finish it up just for my friend's sake, but I mean, I'm pretty sure the rest of you know how this works. Just try and even out the background a little bit. And I try and even it out as much as I possibly can, and then I'm going to flatten the image, or merge it. And then I try and go and even it out just a little bit more. And I just try and even it out because I do a blanket fade. So it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but try and get it at least blended some. I know there's 100 different shortcuts on how to do this stuff. I should really learn them. Make my life a little bit easier. Okay, even this out just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna stretch this a bit just to give myself a little bit of more room on top. Okay. Now, obviously, this is a little bit more time on a single image than I would normally take, but I have a lot of people request this pose, so, you know, I just try and do my best. I mean, it's probably going to take me about 10 full minutes to do it, but like I said, people kind of love this and ask for it pretty often. Now this is like a touch and go. You never really know how that's going to go on the bottom when you try and stretch it, but I just needed just a little bit to make the crop a little even. And this is a tight crop. If it was going to be a canvas, I'd have to do a lot more work on it. But just to present the image, you know, it works. So I'm going to take a sample of the background color. Usually I tend to do it around the hair, but I think that's a little just too dark for me right now. So make a new layer. Mask that off. A little bit on the hair. You always have to be careful around the hair. So that blanket fade looks pretty good. I'm going to merge it and then blend it just a little bit more. Okay, and then I would just do my normal processing on it. So I run a portraiture layer. And this baby happens to be extremely dry, so it's probably more than I would normally do. And usually I go in and kind of take out these spots, obviously, first, but get the idea. And then so you would just run your regular processing on the image. However you would do that. So that is it. And I guess it took about, I don't know, probably 10 minutes for this one image. So like I said, it's probably more than I would spend on an image altogether, but it comes out pretty nice. I just wish that, you know, it's easier to do it on a solid color blanket rather than a textured blanket because you don't run into this problem here, which is kind of irritating, and I would probably go in and fix it a little bit more when you're doing it yourself. But obviously it's always easier to have an assistant or have the parents do it, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. I kind of read the cues of the parents, you know, it depends on how the session goes. But that's it. Hope that helps.